Welcome to another episode of an Inside Job, War on Addiction, and it is a war. Unfortunately, we don't have enough troops or focus or, I don't know, we're not being recognized. 200 are dying a day. Anyway, again with my good friend John, and we ran into each other at an AA meeting up in Gardner. I didn't have his number, and we just haven't seen each other. And we were tight.
Oh yeah,
we were
yeah.
tight.
We went places.
Yeah, we did. So we broke off with you having your therapist.
Right. Right.
So let's go back to your beginning with the drug addiction. You had how many years?
How many years?
Sober.
When the opiates came in, when
Right,
the fentanyl
when
came
you
in,
heard, yeah.
I'd say 18, 19 years sober.
Yeah. Oh, you said that. 18, 19
around
years
that
sober.
time. Yeah.
Going to meetings.
Going to meetings, not as many as I'd like to go, but because work became important.
Right.
Of course. And in my work, I was, as a sign language interpreter, I'm interpreting AA meetings for deaf men and women who were trying to get sober.
Right.
And
that must be interesting.
yeah. It's amazing.
Did you make some friends?
I sponsor a couple deaf men.
Oh, nice.
There's a nice little group out in Western Mass. Every Sunday, I work every Sunday, I interpret. And there's there's 9.
Wow.
9 deaf folks that come to this meeting on
Wow.
Sunday. So, yeah, it's grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well, it's a gift.
It is a gift.
It's a gift.
From whoever,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But I do believe we're talking about, for me, after all these years, 72 years on the planet,
Right.
I came out to addiction.
Right.
Came out
Right.
of the womb, and probably before that.
Right.
And that's what he says.
Yeah.
That's what Matej says.
Yeah.
It has so much to do with our environment, and it's so deep that we don't understand.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. Right. Addiction. Tell a story real quick. And I'm an addict, and that includes a whole bunch of stuff. And once I quit drinking, and that's booze, I quit smoking, and I went to the sweets. And I do believe that was my first addiction, because I had access to a whole bunch of it. And then it was just, so when I quit drinking, I'm going to the sweets.
Yeah.
And I've been fighting it for a long, long time.
Right.
Do good, don't do good. Lately, I've been doing good, having some yoga that night. But last night, it hit. And I had just tried one sweet thing at my daughter's house. I was up there. And boom, that's all it took.
Yep.
That's all it took. And before I knew it, down to Honey Farms, they know me down there. I know where everything is. And I was off and running. Not a little, because I'm an addict.
Right.
I ate a lot of sweets last night.
Oh.
So that's it, man. I'm an addict, and that's insane. It's
It is.
insane.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've been fighting it for a long time.
Right.
Actually, not drinking, it's been so long that I don't even think of a drink.
Right.
I still go to AA, just
Right.
like you.
Yep.
I don't want to break it.
No.
It's working.
It's working. Works well.
And there's a lot of us
Yeah.
that just keep going.
Right.
To a person out, a normal person, or they say earth people, they just can't understand this thing.
No.
Why can't you just stop? You know, why am I going to the store to buy that shit when I know? So I woke up this morning. I didn't even know what day it was. All right, and
Yep.
that's when everything got screwed up.
Yep.
I thought it was Tuesday.
Yep.
In any way, we worked the whole thing out.
Yeah.
But all this morning, I was all just
Yeah.
fuzzy, hazy.
Yeah.
I can't say remorseful, but anyway, it's a fight. You know, I'm vegetarian.
Yep.
I'm gluten free. With some of the other stuff,
Sugar free.
sugar free at some
I remember
time.
that you started a long time ago when
Right.
we were running together. So yeah.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
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 Wow, you got a good memory.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So let's try from getting your knees. Was it knees?
Yeah. Both
fixed?
knees are replaced.
Replaced.
Yeah.
At the same, not at
Not
the same time.
8 years difference.
Rough, lot of pain.
A lot of pain.
I don't know, but I've heard.
Yeah,
yeah.
I wore them out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I wore them out.
Yeah.
And they were painful, and so pain meds,
Right.
pain meds.
Did you, as soon as you got the pain meds, did you start abusing them?
No.
How
No,
long?
it took a while because I was focused. I was in recovery. I'm going to meetings. I'm
Yeah.
interpreting meetings.
Right.
And it was ever so slowly that it I would say maybe three years before
That you were doing
years
good.
that I was it was I don't know. You really can't say under control because I'm an addict. And
Right.
once I have it, it's got me. But I'm not aware of it. But the trouble, I really started to notice it maybe 4 years into, and I'm not. It's just,
So you don't think you're
I'm taking
abusing
it-
them
Not until
before
that,
then?
right? Not until that point. I was taking them as prescribed.
Was your wife Patty must have been keeping an eye
Oh
on you?
yeah, oh yeah.
Did she have them?
Nope. They were right. I kept them on top of the fridge. But the noticeable change in behaviors and attitudes, that's where it came in.
What did she notice? Or what did you notice?
I'm trying to. My behaviors, my attitude towards meetings. I think I said, I don't need
Yeah.
a meeting, or
Yeah.
someone would call me and I wouldn't call them
Right.
back, that kind of thing. And how I saw things, my attitude towards things was starting to get to the dark side instead of having a good positive love kind of thing that I was taught in recovery. It was starting to go back to the old me.
And what were you thinking at that time?
It wasn't. It was just happening, and I kind of noticed it, but I was gone. I was already by that point. It had me.
It had
And
you.
and I could fool myself into thinking, all right, I'm going to meetings, I'm doing this and doing that, but I'm
No
I'm
holds
going down.
barred.
That's it. I'm going
And we
down.
said it. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
going down.
Going down.
And you didn't even know what
did.
down would be this
No.
time.
No.
And it was worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're in a hole.
Yeah.
At some point, you're down the cellar now.
I'm in the basement. Yeah. By the end, I'm in the basement, and I'm
watching TV.
watching TV. Not leaving the house.
You got a couch. Did you sleep down there?
No, I did
Okay.
go to bed. Yeah, but I just spent most of my time down there. Go up and eat. I wouldn't even. We were just like roommates basically at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So you're down there. You've probably already said it, but you're down the cellar for how long?
God, months. Probably month, 2 months, something like that.
Okay.
Just going upstairs, go to bed in the bedroom, eat something, and
Yeah.
back down to the basement.
Yeah. Eating fentanyl patches
Eating fentanyl and morphine. Yeah.
and morphine.
Yeah.
How was the morphine given to you?
It was prescribed because of my knees. It was just an added,
But pills.
but pills.
Yeah,
right.
okay.
So, of course, being an addict, man, they run out quick.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, so the lies start.
Right.
You know, oh, the dog knocked the bottle off the counter. The cat knocked the bottle. Pills, all you know, that kind of thing, and
Yeah.
you know, trying to smooze the insurance companies and you know.
Oh, yeah?
All that. Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's a lie. It's all a lie. You know,
And you're lying to Patty.
and lying to Pat. Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
what was the day that you
September.
saw
let's see.
some kind of light?
Okay, so I left rehab September 17th, 2012. So 7 days before that. So September 10th, Patty was going, they were going to the White Mountains to Storylands.
Yeah.
And I was going to a rehab.
Yeah.
You know, she asked me, you coming? I said, no. Because I was in my basement, I'm sitting there, and I'm done. Because I know the game is over.
Yeah.
And I had that spiritual experience, and it said, call. Something said,
Right.
get up and call.
Right.
And it wasn't from me, you
No.
know. So I got up and I called. I got out of my chair in the basement and ran up the stairs, phone book, and I called. And I had to wait 3 days before. So it was before the 10th. So it was like the 7th or something like that.
Yeah.
But the 10th, I went into rehab.
In those 3 days, you were still using?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
Same
nursing
thing
what I
with me.
had left. I was
Yeah.
nursing what I had
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
And just trying to make it last.
You're lucky you got in.
Yeah.
For me, it was
Yeah.
3 days. I went to
Yeah.
Knockcake in
Yeah.
'82.
Yeah.
And it was something similar where, boom, I was going out the window, all right?
Yeah.
I was done.
Right.
And something said, call Danny. Danny, we drank and drugged together, and I heard he had a year put together.
Yeah.
And I called him, and it took 3 very dramatic days.
Yeah.
You know, and he finally took me up. I had insurance,
Yeah.
and that was the beginning for me.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Who knows why? Who knows why we got into that? Another gift, man.
That's how I see it.
It wasn't
I see
from
it.
me getting
No, God,
sober.
no. No.
And
My best ability, I was sitting in a chair smoking a pipe watching TV. That's the best I could do.
Right, right.
You know?
Yeah. For me, it was. I was living with a girl in Clinton, and she finally said, "Why don't you leave? You make me sick." I had burnt every bridge,
Yeah.
every bridge, all my
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
and that was. I was done, and it's just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. And I could feel, what's weird is I could feel it coming.
Mm-hmm.
I could feel that I was going to get sober. I did 2 months without a drink.
Yeah.
I didn't know AA. I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
So
Right.
I worked through U11. After work, went down to the club that I'd walked by and had a couple, and that went. I don't know how long that went, but then, boom,
Right.
it just happened,
Yeah.
and that was it. That
Yeah.
was it. It was.
Right.
Sometimes I wonder if I, had to pay my dues through everything that I went through with the alcoholism, all the damage, all the embarrassment,
Yeah.
all the self-loathing,
Yeah.
just everything, everything.
Yeah.
And it took some time, right?
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It took some time when you're coming in.
Oh my God. It was.
So you stayed at Knockcake for how long?
Well, in '88 I went to Knockcake.
Right.
And with the opiates I went to AdCare. So I spent the week in
Oh,
AdCare.
okay.
Right. But in '88 I went to Knockcake. That was a
Okay.
month there. But there I was there for 7 days.
And what year was that?
2012.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Ad Care down in Worcester.
Yeah.
Good program, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
A lot of people go.
yeah.
How many days?
7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the methadone, and they decided to wean me off. And 17th that morning, at my last 5 a.m., my last dose of methadone. Discharged
You're
me.
fortunate with that.
Got in my car, drove home, and I didn't even know, didn't realize what kind of withdrawal and how sick I was going to get. But I got home. It was
Even after the 7 days?
even after the 7, I had no clue. I just didn't.
No.
I was just in another world.
No sleep.
No sleep. My restless leg now, because my legs
Yeah.
kicking the habit. That old saying from
Yeah.
back in the
Yeah.
day with the heroin addicts, and kick my legs. I have to take medicine to keep my legs quiet. I went home and it was just a nightmare. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. My legs were twitching, and I went to the noontime meeting in Gardner, and I started going every day. Once I got out. Yeah.
So how long, I'm just curious, how long after you got home that you, let's say, kicked
Yeah.
or got over the sickness?
Good 2 months.
And you were still, and you started going to meetings?
Going to meetings
Kicking
daily.
dope?
Yeah, going to meetings daily, and it was. I couldn't work. I didn't work for about 2 months, and then
Right.
I started to take work because I was starting to feel better. I was eating and I was sleeping.
Yeah.
Things were starting to normalize.
Were you in
But-
Gardner then?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What? Midday?
Midday.
Where?
Yeah.
Mary Kane?
It was back then. It was by the gym, the Muscle Works in the back.
Oh, it was down there,
It
yeah.
was down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started going there over noontime, and just complete insanity. I was a freaking
Just holding on.
nut.
Just trying
Yeah.
to hold on.
I was a nut.
Uh,
Yeah.
How close did you come? Picking up?
I was thinking about it. It was in my thoughts, because I'd be down in my basement watching, and the beer commercials would come on, and I'd say, I've never had that one.
All the beautiful people on television.
geez.
Everybody's dressed up, having a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they should have filmed.
It was
some of
there. It was there. It
Yeah,
there.
was it a reservation that you could still use, maybe?
No, it just
Yeah.
started to look okay.
Yeah.
It was just, I'm at this point of, and it was starting to look okay. Like a drink would be all right. And I
Huh?
knew a drink would be all right, but I knew that it wouldn't be.
That it wasn't an option.
But it was starting to break through,
Oh.
because I know I can't drink,
Yeah,
period.
right.
Period. But it was starting to crack that period thing. It was starting to crack,
Huh, that's interesting.
Yep. Yeah.
How, I think I asked, but how close did you come with that breaking through?
If I kept going, who knows? Maybe another month, another 2 months, maybe.
What do you mean if you kept going?
If I didn't get the help I did when I did,
Yeah,
to pick up a drink, I don't know. It would be
Yeah.
a while, because
yeah.
I knew drinking was out, period. And but just those thoughts were there,
It's so rough.
Yeah.
Society insurance, 7 days,
Yeah. See ya.
back in the world.
Back in the world.
And you did it. But I am such a proponent
Yeah.
of long-term care.
Right.
And I believe that something has to be done to afford
Right.
a place for long-term care.
Right.
Excuse me.
Right.
It's like we have to heal. We have to heal.
Right.
The mother's an addict. The daughter's an addict. How do you don't know anything.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
You don't know shit. You don't know how to raise your kid.
Right. Yep.
You got the world.
Right.
You're up against the world.
Right.
And
Right.
you have to be, I believe you have to be in a safe environment.
Right.
Do you agree?
I do. Because in that environment, you only see that environment.
Right.
And you don't know anything
Right.
else.
Right.
So you're locked in to this way of thinking and way of seeing and way of living, and there's no way out until you're taken
Right.
out of that and put in something
Right.
else where it's completely different. Now you're starting to see things differently, how life can be
Right.
different.
Right.
Learning new approaches, kind of whatever, it opens up. It opens up.
And to be able to teach there, it's in my head. It's in my head. Gardening and maybe some people coming in to teach some of the trades
Right.
and some of the factories maybe
Yeah.
coming in saying, because we know if we're sober as an alcoholic, we're pretty good people. And
We're some amazing people.
Yeah.
Amazing. Very creative.
in after a year, starting to see the light. Anyway, just the long-term care. It can't. The world has beaten us up. The world has beaten them up.
Right.
Society, and you know what? We've created it.
Of course.
We as a society
Right.
have created it. Those commercials you're talking about.
Right. Right.
Poverty. Running.
Right.
Some of the people, in my opinion, they don't know anything.
Right.
Anything. They don't know anything. They have to be healed. This
Right.
thing right now is costing us $1 trillion a year.
Whew.
That's what this thing is.
Right.
Couldn't we take a piece of that? A good piece of not a trillion, but to begin something like that
Right.
with. I had said it before. My wife sits on the board of Spectrum down in Westboro,
Okay.
and they just have new facility and a new thought process versus their old model. You had to scrub and toothbrush it and all that, breaking them down. No more.
Right.
No chores, no nothing. You just concentrate on your sobriety.
Right.
And that's what, I believe that's what it has to be.
Yeah.
To be able to remove yourself in a place where you heal a person over a long period
Right.
of time, and
Right.
to be able to show them.
Right.
Thursday, I'm going down to, that's tomorrow, down to drug court in Worcester.
Okay.
It's very, very interesting. That I believe that is a piece of this thing.
Right. Right.
Mass incarceration. We have the most
Right.
in the world.
Right.
And they just keep coming in, going out, and then coming back in. So anyway, the judge down there, I got to get his name, but he does a great job. And there's rewards, just like AA, the
Yeah.
guy's got
Yeah.
a year, 6 months, whatever it is. But the choice is either jail or the program.
Right.
And they watch him, drug test and all that.
Right.
And he's good. So anyway, I'm going down there Thursday. I'm also going down to the midday, which that's also sponsored by Spectrum. You have 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it's a community center, and it's great. It's just, people in there, I don't know, working on, having a computer or whatever else, getting
Right.
counseling, whatever else. But
Right.
then the AA meetings.
Yep.
And Worcester's Worcester.
Worcester is Worcester. Yep. Yep.
Big town.
Yep.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. We watch it again and again. Someone coming in, a year later. A miracle.
Yep.
Unrecognizable.
Yep.
You know, the girls from up the hill come down, mothers in recovery with their children.
Yeah.
And there was this one girl, and I've seen it a lot. There's 12 women up there, and they come down to the midday at the
Yeah.
church. And boy, she was a star. She was on top of her game. She'd come down there with a child, and even in the bad weather, she'd come down. I said, wow. When, I don't know, let's say 4 months later, was walking into meeting, she said, hi. I didn't know her. She had picked up. I didn't know her. She lost her kid. I didn't even know her.
Yeah. Yeah.
This shit is so, it's deadly. It's
Right.
deadly.
Right.
Life and death, and they're dying. 200 a day.
Yeah.
They're dying.
Scary.
What do
It's
you
scary.
think could help?
Well, we have 12-step programs of
Right.
recovery.
Right.
For me, that helped me. That's what
Right.
I know.
Right.
And you know, the first thing you just don't drink. You don't whatever substance it is, you just don't touch it.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Period. And then your life can go from there.
Right.
It's taking that stuff and putting it in your body.
Right.
Whatever it is,
Right.
it triggers it.
And
it's-
that's the beginning.
That's the beginning.
That's just the beginning.
Right.
And you couldn't sleep or
Oh.
for
Oh, my
a
God.
year.
Yeah.
Serotonin's all
It's all messed
screwed up.
Yeah.
You aren't smiling too much during that.
Oh God, no.
No.
You don't want to see any. I didn't want to see anybody.
Yeah.
I couldn't look anybody in the face. I didn't even want to see my wife. I
Yeah.
stay in the basement.
Yeah, but
know?
once you started with AA,
Once you start,
yeah,
it's a whole
It's
new.
tough.
It's tough. It is tough.
tough.
Because that thing, it's calling you. You know.
Right.
It's still calling you at that point because I didn't have anything built up. I didn't have
Yeah.
any resistance.
Right.
So I needed the fellowship and
Right.
the meetings to boost me, so I can
Yeah.
just keep that voice out and
Right.
not touch it and
Right.
not go towards it.
We're gonna have to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Good show.
Yeah.
It's good meeting you, and I have your number,
Yeah.
and I hope to be able to go to some meetings together.
I'd love to.
You know, it'd be good to.
Yeah.
You're going to be back in my life, and that's.
Same here.
I don't know
Yeah.
what happened, but it's just like when we start, when whatever happened.
Whatever happened, you went.
right
I went
back
my way.
here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, the red light. So that's a wrap. Thank you, John.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you,
Ron.
guys in the booth. So that is a wrap.